It starts with a single drop of water and flows gently across the rolling landscapes of Massachusetts and Rhode Island, through miles of tributaries that have dotted our terrain for 15,000 years. Its final destination, Narragansett Bay and the open ocean beyond. This is the mighty Blackstone. The Native Americans called it Keatuk, which means Great River. They fished for the abundant salmon, herring, and shad that made their annual pilgrimage from the ocean into its fertile waters to spawn new life and provide continued prosperity for the communities that thrived along its banks.
As we look at the Blackstone today, we think of what the Blackstone was back before the dam and before the Slater Mill. The Blackstone was called by the Native Americans, it was called the Great Provider.
Beginning in the 1600s and even more so in the 1700s, this river was dammed. Today, fish can move downstream, but they can no longer move upstream as they did historically.
The Industrial Revolution brought a different type of prosperity to the area. A young industrialist named Samuel Slater set out to harness the power of the Blackstone's waters by installing a permanent dam on the river. Business thrived, but the river suffered. The migratory fish disappeared.
The health of the bay is completely related to the health of the rivers that flow into it. The Blackstone River, all of these rivers are kind of the lifeblood. That's what makes the bay so productive.
By 1914, water-powered mills occupied all of the readily available dam sites along the river. Narragansett Bay and the landscape of the valley were forever altered.
Now, of course, we have many dams that create impoundments in the river. It's very much of a managed and manipulated river. So we hope to make a little dent in changing that with the Fish Passage project.
We took a lot from these rivers. We dammed them. We built flood walls. We lost a lot of ecological value in doing what we did to these rivers and turning them into industrial engines. We polluted them.
With industry came toxic waste. The Blackstone was dying.
A lot of the factories made cloth, and they would dye the cloth, and the river would go from somewhat normal river color to red, blue, green, whatever they were using that day.
It wasn't a place to stop and to visit and to fish and to someday hope that there's fish ladders and returning migratory fish.
The native fish population was eradicated, and what had once been a pristine river became a chemical soup of toxins, poisons, and metals. A 1990 report sponsored by the EPA called the Blackstone River one of the most polluted rivers in the country. Over the years, intervention and the decline of manufacturing along the river have led to improvements in the Blackstone River system, but there is still much work to be done.
The Clean Water Act of 1972 has made a tremendous difference in this river and rivers throughout the country. The Blackstone and the Woonasquatucket were designated an American Heritage River. Only 14 rivers throughout the country have been designated.
The next phase of the Blackstone River Revitalization Project involves the construction of fish ladders and fish passages along the lower 4 dams of the Blackstone River. They are the Main Street Dam, the Slater Mill Dam, the Elizabeth Webbing Dam, and the Valley Falls Dam.
There are actually 4 dams on the lower river, and in looking at this river restoration, we're looking at least the construction of at least 3 fish ladders, plus potentially a dam removal.
The river and the bay are coming back, and that's why it's just a natural progression to try to restore the fish passage, allow those herring that are trying to get upstream, allow them to get back to spawning habitat in the Blackstone River. Bringing back the Blackstone River is one of the most important initiatives in the last 100 years that we've seen occur in Narragansett Bay's watershed.
With the help of our many partners, the Fish Ladders Initiative has raised much of the funds needed to complete the project, but we still have a way to go.
This river has given us an enormous amount over the last 300 years. These rivers, these urban rivers, are the foundation of our prosperity.
This is a noble thing. This is something that people should be proud to be part of.
Now, more than 200 years after Samuel Slater set in motion an idea that would forever alter the Blackstone River, we have an opportunity and a responsibility to help return the Blackstone to its former glory.